Hello, friends. Welcome to Conversation with Friends. I'm Jubilee. Let's get comfortable. Hi, guys. Welcome to another great episode. I'm super excited to be shooting this episode. Oh my God. Did you guys already listen or watch my pregnancy video? If you haven't, it's right here. Y'all need to watch that because I'm sharing like just my pregnancy journey and just the things that I had to endure during pregnancy, and I hope that that inspires you. But today's episode, I have my phone again just to make sure that my notes are here. We already have established the type A personality in me, so yes. So I have my phone just so that way I can just make sure that I'm hitting on all the points that I've written down in my notes. But yeah, let's dive in, guys. How are you? How's your week been? My week was crazy, interesting. Because this week my baby has discovered clapping. So he loves to clap. And then he does this thing now with his face where he just makes silly faces like, and he loves when I imitate him doing it as well with him. So we just kind of do it together. Like, I don't know if it's like he's discovered his nose. Maybe he's discovered that that is where like air can come out from his nose, or he has discovered that that's his breathing mechanism. I'm not sure, but I'm excited for him, and I'm excited to just like watch him grow. Like, I'm just excited to watch him grow, like just through his lens, see life, see being a baby. And I just realized like we're all just adult babies, honestly, like just trying to figure out life in the adult form of babies. But I just love it. Like, I just love being able to just watch him grow and just discover everything, because he's discovered his hands. He goes like that all the time, and he does this now. And but yeah, let me know how your week has been. What's new in your week? What's new with you? I want to know. Let me know in the comment section. So today's episode, I'm going to title it Slow Seasons Still Count. Guys, before we jump in, let's take a deep breath, because this topic reminded me that we haven't taken a deep breath yet. So let's take a deep breath to start. Let's breathe in. Today's episode, I want to title is Slow Seasons Still Count. And this is something that even I need to remind myself of. Like, slow seasons still count. So we just need to remind ourselves this week that slow seasons still count. So the core message of today that I want us to walk away with is slow growth is still growth. Jubilee, do you hear that? I need to hear that too. But yeah, the core message is slow growth is still growth. And the biggest takeaway that I want us to have at the end of this is you're not behind, you're becoming. You are not behind, you are becoming. Let me tell you something. It is not easy to actually take that on, because when you feel like you're not progressing every day, and especially when your day looks like I'm just taking care of this baby, like I wake up in the morning, I'm not doing anything for myself, I'm just taking care of this baby from the moment that I wake up until I go to bed, until they go to bed. And you feel like even when they go to bed, you're trying to clean the house, or you're trying to catch up from the things that you were not able to during the day. And so you just feel like you're never getting things done, or you're constantly playing catch up. This episode is truly for you, because yeah, I understand that feeling. Like, you just feel like you're not progressing. But I'm telling you, like, just the little things, even if it's when you put them down at night, or when you wake up a little earlier than them, just which I've spoken about in my previous episodes, or wake up a little earlier than they do, just to have a moment to yourself, drink your morning coffee. And which reminds me, if you haven't grabbed something to drink while you're listening to this, please do that. Grab your coffee, grab your tea, grab your wine, whatever it is that you got, grab it. Like, you deserve it. I deserve this cup of coffee now. I made myself an espresso this morning, and it is delicious. I made it with the Chobani oat milk, and I used the Nespresso pods to make this. Just delicious, just truly delicious. The Chobani oat milk, like, I love how earthy it is and how it tastes. This is not supposed. I just love it when I'm making it. Just tastes very earthy. If you're not an oatmeal fan, I understand too. Honestly, I get it. So some of the things that I wanted to touch on is like hustle culture versus real life, especially as a mom. And so one of the things that I'm learning, but also I'm beginning to see, like as I observe as well out there, there's so many moms who put out videos where they're like, they're crushing it. Like they wake up in the morning, they already have the baby sad, they already have this going, they have their businesses that they're running, they have this. And I can tell you for sure that not everybody has it all together. Like let's remove social media and step into reality of what reality truly is, because social media has a way of like romanticizing, but not just that, yeah, romanticizing the idea of motherhood. And it's very true that sometimes a lot of people have support systems. They have their mothers, they have their family, they have friends, they have people who are around them who are constantly helping them through the process. And so it's very, very important that you're able to understand that when you look at those videos, just enjoy them for what they are, but do not take them as a mother who's failing in reality. Because at the end of the day, you have to do what works for you. And so let me explain what I'm saying. What I'm saying is sometimes it feels like you're behind or you're going too slow because you're seeing other mothers like moving so fast and achieving so much like in a short period of time. You have to understand that some people have systems in place already before they give birth. They have systems, or they have people, some people have nannies, they have care, they have people actually helping them through the process of being a mother and taking care of the child. So they're not solely 100% the only ones taking care of the child. So you have to remind yourself of that. And I understand social media has a way of making you feel like you're falling behind. And honestly, if certain accounts or certain people that you follow make you feel like you're falling behind or you're not being a good mom, maybe mute them for a little bit. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing wrong with just mute them for a little bit, just for your own mental health as well, so that way you feel so much better. And yeah, just for your mental health. I think that's so, so important. One of the reasons why slow seasons usually feel like you're a failure is because before becoming a mother, especially when you're like a first time mom, for me especially, right? I'm speaking from my lived experience, is that because you're a first time mom, a lot of the times you had like a schedule, you had a lifestyle, you had things that you could do, or you had like, again, autonomy of your time, your body, all of these things. But now all of a sudden you do not have any of those things because you just lost all of that overnight. Like even when you're pregnant, right, you're feeling all of the symptoms, you're feeling all of the things, you're going through all of the pain, but you still have the ability to just sit down and just be by yourself, or do things for yourself, or just kind of be by yourself without caring about, without having somebody like right there constantly 24/7 with you. And so when you give birth to the child, now it's like almost like even human nature, it's like kind of like it forces you into being a nurturer. And so before you know it, you're like constantly having to take care of this child, you're constantly having to be the provider, constantly have to be. And again, I'm speaking to like especially the mothers who are like doing it all by themselves, like taking care. I mean, not, you have a partner, yes, but also like when I say doing it all by yourself, meaning you're the one who's taking care. You do not have nannies. You do not have any sort of support or systems around you. So it can feel like you're just being a failure for yourself because you feel like you're not progressing. You feel like you're constantly taking care of your baby. That's all you're doing is taking care of baby, taking care of the baby, taking care of baby. But even taking care of the baby, honestly, is such a win because, bro, like that takes a lot of mental strength. That takes a lot of like physical strength. That takes a lot of discipline as well to be able to make sure that your baby has the care that they deserve. It's so, so important. So it's very important to remember that during those slow seasons, it prepares you for the fast seasons. It prepares you for the seasons ahead. Also, you're becoming somebody new. You're becoming like you're literally becoming somebody else, or you're becoming a mother. So you're learning this thing. You're experiencing it for the first time as well. So you're learning as you go. Yes, people can give you tips. Yes, people can tell you things to do. Yes, your doctor can tell you this works, that works. But then also you have to also look at your child, see what works for your child. See, like, you know what I mean? And keep on pivoting to see what works for the both of you and allows you, one, mental sanity, but also allows your child to be able to grow in a healthy environment. And so when you feel like slow seasons, I just like when you feel like slow seasons are failure, just remind yourself that I am actually doing a lot right now, taking care of somebody, trying to keep somebody alive the entire time, learning to pivot, learning to be better, learning to be a mother. And as you learn to be a mother, you're going to start introducing the other side of you, which way you can find the balance. I've made episodes about this already. You should check those out. Just like simple things that you can do every day or every week, just to get some sense of yourself in the day or some sense of yourself during the week. So I really recommend the episode where I spoke about the 4 kind of goals that you can set for yourself for the week, so that way you're able to do one thing at least during the week for yourself. And doing those things consistently have a way of helping you. So in that episode I mentioned, like you could be taking walks with your baby during their naps, and during that nap you listen to your favorite podcast, or you get your favorite like cup of coffee, and just simple things like that, and consistently doing them kind of give you a sense of like control of your life. It gives you a sense that you're in control, or you're getting some parts of yourself back, because some parts of yourself have gone. Honestly, becoming a mother, it's a lot of sacrifice. You're going to lose a lot of yourself, but also doing certain things that just kind of help your mental, taking a walk, getting a cup of coffee, and just going on that walk during one of their naps, so that way they're sleeping in the stroller, especially if you have a stroller that turns into a bassinet, or they're sleeping in the stroller, like one of those naps, like you can do that with them. um just movements, like when they're doing independent play, doing a little 10-minute workout, a little 5-minute workout, on YouTube or something, just kind of gives you that sense of yourself. Giving the baby to your partner and taking like a really long shower, it just like everything shower, where you're able to like just shower yourself and really just kind of like put on those oils and put on those perfumes and just feel like yourself again. Those little things, when you do them consistently, they kind of have a way of making you bounce back, but not just bounce back, because again, you're not just going to bounce back. We know that, but it just kind of gives you some sense of joy, some sense of happiness, some sense of yourself again. So I highly recommend listening to that episode for sure. And what I wrote here is like, okay, so I wrote here is saying it's showing up for yourself instead of, so showing up consistently is showing up for yourself instead of forcing things to align. So another thing that I used, and I don't know if you're pro AI or not, but the future is AI, honestly. I use ChatGPT to plan my day. So sometimes I just put into ChatGPT, I'm doing this, and this. Help me plan the day to be more productive, so that way that takes away that mental load of me trying to figure out how I want my day to go, as opposed to like ChatGPT just helps me kind of plan that day or plan the week for me, where I'm able to have a schedule that I can keep up with. So for example, let's say your baby already has nap times. Like for me, my baby has 3 naps as of right now, and those naps are consistently at certain times of the day, and he has gotten so used to them that at that time of the day he's already like winding down himself. And so you can just put in ChatGPT like, oh, today I want to be able to go on a walk with my baby, and I want to be able to take an everything shower, and I want to be able to make dinner for myself. These are my baby's naps. These are the times that he wakes up. Can you create a schedule for me for today that's going to keep me productive and less feeling like tired, or and ChatGPT will pull out a schedule for you and show you like, hey, this is something that you can, so she can provide you. And ChatGPT will actually even ask you questions, like further questions as to what it is that you want, because you want it to go into even more details. She can do that for you, right? So let's use the tools that we have just to kind of take that pressure off of like being like, oh, I have to, like, no, let's not run away from ChatGPT. Let's not run away from AI. Let's find ways that we can make it work for ourselves. Especially as mothers, I think that this would just be such a great tool for us to be able to implement. And then also, I think one of the biggest things is trusting the process and trusting yourself, trusting that you know what you're doing, trusting that you are good at things. When I was going through my early postpartum journey, one of the things that my very good friend Joyce said to me was, you do things well. Because I was talking to her about how I felt like I don't know if I'm going to be a great mother, because it's not something that I had ever seen, or a role that I had ever seen myself in. And so I really just constantly question, and I'm sure there's a lot of us that have questioned like if we're going to be great mothers, if we're great mothers, if we're being good mothers, and that's normal for you to like ask or question yourself, right? Because again, like I said, we're all experiencing life for the first time. We're all experiencing this first time, and sometimes, like honestly, you don't even have to be a first time mom. Like your second baby can be completely different, where you're even questioning that. Your third baby can be so different that you're questioning yourself if you're being a good mother to that baby. So it's only normal, and it's honestly totally normal to feel that way. So do not feel like, oh my God, I'm not doing, it's normal to question that. So when I was questioning that and I was having a conversation with her, she reminded me, like, you do things well. So I'm not worried about you being a mother. And I have gone on to apply that to so many parts of my life, where it's like I remind myself, like, oh, you do things well. Like you actually do things with a lot of excellence. For me, if I'm doing anything or any task, I always apply excellence to it. And so I had to remind myself, like, why won't I apply the same thing to motherhood? I will apply the same thing to motherhood. So you need to trust yourself. Trust that you know what you're doing. Trust that you are capable of pivoting when things are not working. Trust that if you do not have the ability, you will find the resources that will get you there. This podcast is one of the resources. This is your safe space. In the comment section, tell us, what is it that you're looking for? What do you need support with? Like, what do you need support with, so that other mothers can tell you what has worked for them, so that way you can also learn, right? Because it's so important that we share this knowledge so that other mothers can learn as well. Because listen, we are our sister's keeper, and that's one of the reasons why I created this podcast, and why I created this space. I want it to be a safe space for women. I want it to be a safe space for mothers to be able to come on here, say that this is something that I'm struggling with right now. What can I do? And then mothers responding and actually providing tools that will help, like things that have worked for them, so that way other mothers can try that as well. So I'm saying to you, trust the process. You are a good mother. You are doing the best that you can right now with the ability and the knowledge that you have, and you are willing to go the extra mile to make sure that you're educated on things, and you're the one who knows your baby best. Nobody else but you knows your baby best. So you observe and see and apply the things that work. And if something doesn't work, it's not for you, and that's okay too. It really is. And truly, this journey of motherhood is yours. You're not running a race with nobody. You're not running, no. We're all running the mother race together. And when we turn to the side and we see the other mother like struggling, we're there to provide shoulders, provide aid, provide things that we think will work for that mother, and resources. That's the goal of all of this. That's really truly the goal of all of this. Yeah. Yeah, for me, I mean, my mom being here when I gave birth was such a blessing, because I learned so much from her, like just so much. Even giving my baby a bath, I was so paranoid the first time, like, oh my God, I'm gonna break his bones or whatever. Watching her do it so beautifully and so delicately, I just learned from her, and it was so beautiful. And it just made me really appreciate her even more. And when something is happening, I run to her now for like resource on, like, oh, how will you do this? We don't always see eye to eye on everything, because my mom's very old school, but there's so much more, there's so much that I was able to learn from her as well. Yeah, so moving on to the next one, I think building sustainable systems for yourself is very important. Meaning, like, do not take more than you can chew. An example will be that, for let's say you decide, like, this week I'm gonna work out every day, right? You're like, I'm gonna do a 15-minute workout every day this week, and maybe Tuesday comes around and you're not able to work out, or you know that if you work out you're going to be so exhausted, or maybe the night before your baby did not sleep, and so you had such a long night with your baby, and so the morning when you wake up you're not able to do the things that you wanted to do the next day. It's okay. It's really okay to just not do that workout that day and just relax. Like, it's better to do things that can sustain you through the day, as opposed to like trying to do it because it's already on the schedule. Like, oh, it's on the schedule, so now I have to do it. It's okay to take a break, take a breather, and just be like, I don't have to do that today. Like, I can take a minute today. Like, I'm not a failure. I'm not failing at anything. It's not just working today because I had a rough night. That's okay too. And I'm saying to you, truly, truly, the ChatGPT prompt that I just showed you, and ChatGPT project provides you with a schedule. She provides you with a schedule based on the knowledge that you've provided her with, right? And she provides you what you need to do for the day. If something is not working in that schedule for you, you can remove it. I want us to create sustainable systems, and not systems that are forcing us into just doing stuff that we don't want to do or do not even have the ability to do. So building something that's sustainable so it doesn't feel rushed either. You know what I mean? And that way now you're suffering, now you're irritated, now you're off balance, because you had to like keep onto this schedule. And I'm saying that to myself as well because I'm that way. When I have a schedule, I want to keep to that schedule. I don't want to like deviate from that schedule. And I'm learning now in motherhood that things don't always go like you plan. Like plans change and that's okay. As long as you learn to pivot and as long as you learn to come back on track in terms of like you're able to just pick yourself back up, get your joy back, get your peace back, and just push through, you're gonna be okay. But plans change and that's okay. And sometimes plans change where the whole day all you need to do is just sit down and do nothing but take care of your baby. That's okay too. You have to trust your process and you have to trust that you're a good mother. I'm reminding you again, you have to trust that you're a good mother because you are a good mother. You really are a good mother. Okay. So here are some prompts that I want to put out, but here are some prompts that I want to put out that will help in terms of if you're trying to clear your head or if you're trying to talk yourself through the process or if you're trying to journal because as I've mentioned in my previous episode, I really think that journaling is such a great thing for mothers, like just being able to, even if you cannot write down like the things, you have the notes app or like a recording app on your phone, just go ahead and record the things that you're feeling in that moment because it just helps you, one, brain dump, and two, it just kind of releases you of that thought process and allows you just gain some perspective as well. I know for sure that when I journal, I gain a lot of perspective on certain things, so I highly suggest that. So here are some journal prompts for this week that I want to leave you with. So one of them is, what does success look like right now? Not 5 years from now, not 5 years ago, right? What does it look like right now? And this was one of the conversations that I really had with my therapist recently because I always go back to like, oh my God, I had this great life, I have this. And she said that I sounded like my great life was behind me as opposed to in front of me. Like I always sounded like my great life is like I had the great life, I had this, I had that. It's always I had that. So she said that I have attached my joy to that life so much that I'm not seeing how it's possible to have a great life here. And the thing is, when I have those conversations with her, I tell her how I'm going to make sure my son has the best life. And she reminded me also like me the fact that I keep on saying my son is going to have a great life sounds like I did not have a great life and now I want him to have a great life, because she says it sounds like you have a great life and you're thinking your great life is over, because your great life is not over. She says you're just in the trenches of postpartum. I'm still breastfeeding, so there's still hormones like flying in my system, right? You're just there, and so you cannot see the light at the end of the tunnel. But I'm saying, she reminded me that your joy is not attached to that life. Your joy is attached. There's joy in this life and there's joy in the future life, but let's not get attached to the future life. Let's get attached to the present life, because you want to be here. You want to be present for this process. You want to be present to enjoy this process, and you want to find the joys in this moment. And I've made episodes about you just, oops, I've made episodes about you finding your joy in this moment and just holding on to that. So it's very important that you realize like your joy is not attached to your past life or your future life. Your joy is attached to your present moment right now. So the prompt that I'm giving you is, what does success look like right now and not 5 years ago or not 5 years from now? Do not attach yourself, like truly, like write down what you think success looks like for you right now. Like that will kind of help you see and start to gain perspective on what success looks like for you right now. If you ask me right now what success looks like for me, I'll tell you that success looks like me having my home. I want a huge backyard. I want like an open floor concept where the kitchen just flows into the living room and flows into the backyard. That's my goal. And not just that kind of house, I want to have that huge backyard because I want my friends to come over. I want my family to come over the weekend, so that way I can host them, so we can have dinners, we can have brunch parties, we can have just us being home, watching TV with my friends, having a great time, laughing, enjoying each other's company, and just eating good food, and me just hosting them. That's what success looks like right now for me. Like it really looks like that, with our kids like just running around having a great time and enjoying each other's company. That's something that I really truly would enjoy now, and that's where I want my life to head, right? But I can tell you that 5 years ago, I can tell you like 10 years ago, I can tell you in my 20s, that's not what success looked like for me. Success looked like me, I'm gonna be a billionaire, I'm gonna own a private jet, which I'm not saying those things will not happen for me. Because it's never too late, honey. It's never too late, okay, mummies? It's never too late for us, because when you're in your 30s, you're more mature with money, okay? And so you can take care of yourself much better. You can afford the things that you want much better. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, it used to look like, you know, on a private jet, 5 million limousines. It's the, I don't know, Bentleys and all the things and whatever. And don't get me wrong, again, like I said, I love all of those things and I want all of those things. But what it feels like for me is time, and just spend time with my loved ones, and enjoying each other's company. That's such a big deal for me now. And so just write, what do you think success looks like for you now? And then also you can ask yourself, like, how can I honor this season of my life? Like truly, how can I honor this season of my life? For me, the biggest way that I'm honoring the season of my life is to trust the process, right? To trust my process, and to understand that because things are going slow right now does not mean that I'm not being successful. Because things are going slow right now does not mean that I'm not doing great. I have to trust that I am doing well. I have to trust that I'm doing great. I have to trust that I have the ability to do great things. And so that's how I'm honoring this season of my life. That's how I'm honoring myself during this season of my life. And if I'm doing things and they're not working out in the moment, it's like, how can I pivot? How can I better? How can I do it differently? Right. So yeah. So I really think that we are just doing the best that we can. And when people say, yes, it's our first time on earth, it really is our first time on earth. And then it makes you realize that even our parents, like everybody's just winging life. Like we're just learning as we go and becoming better as we go. So we're all just experiencing life for the first time, and we're just figuring it out. And on that journey, there's people who have figured it out before us, and we listen to their tips, we listen to the things that they've experienced, and we kind of take what we need and we kind of leave the things that we do not, right? And then we apply it in our own lives and see if it works for us. And if it works, we take it. And if it doesn't, we just leave that. But yeah, I truly hope that this episode has been inspiring for you. I hope that you enjoyed this episode. I really hope that you enjoyed this episode. I hope that you enjoyed listening to it. And I hope that you will take from this that you are able to like trust yourself. Like being able to trust yourself, that you are not failing, that you're just becoming. You're becoming a mother. You're becoming this new woman who's figuring out life in real time. You're just truly becoming a great mother, a great woman in society. You're becoming a great sister, a great friend. And you can only gain those things from experience. And so I really hope that this episode inspires you. Let me know in the comment section what you're doing right now to honor yourself during this season, and what does success look like for you in this season of your life. And also, like I said, if you have questions about certain things that you're trying to figure out as a mother, or just trying to figure out in general, put it in the comment section, and let's show love to ourselves. Let's provide support for ourselves, because that's what this space is for. It's for us to be able to grow together. It's for us to be able to learn from each other. It's for us to be able to just find community, because these days it's kind of challenging to find good community that just truly supports. Again, remember, you're your sister's keeper, and I truly hope that we are able to support each other, because nature, life itself, is not very kind to women. And I hope that this is a safe space for us to find kindness, find joy, and to enjoy all of the benefits of that. Again, I just wanted to remind us, like, our biggest takeaway today should be that you're not behind, you are becoming. You are not behind, you are becoming. And the core message for you today is slow growth is still growth. Slow growth is still growth. I want you to walk into your week remembering that, and walk into your week remembering that you are becoming, you're not a failure, and you can trust that you do things well. I hope you really enjoyed this episode. Do not forget to do not forget to leave us a comment. Do not forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can follow me on all other platforms. I'm on Instagram, TikTok, and I'm planning on being on Substack actually, because I want to get back into writing. But yeah, you can follow on all platforms. My friend, take what you need, leave what you don't, and I will see you on the next episode. Have a fantastic rest of your week. Bye. Whew, that was a good one.